All right, all right. We are live and direct with two of my favorite people. Hello, the lovely Andrea Maple
Hi, Elby. Hi, Phil.
Hey, how
How
are
are
you?
we?
and the
Good.
handsome Phil Stringer. What's happening?
What's going on, dude? Great to be here.
Yeah, man. So, a couple things I've been thinking about. I've been really excited. First of all, we're going to get to how a lot of folks that are out there, because for me, I'm an old guy compared to you guys. All right, all we're getting inundated with AI this, AI that, and I'll be honest, when it first started happening, even before you brought this to me, Phil, I was shutting down. I don't look. Sounds like another shiny object to me. And thankfully, though, you called me and I started to come around you know what? I need to learn this and figure out do I really need to learn this or not? Here's what I've figured out. Okay, couple quick metaphors. Before you guys were born, I got my real estate license, okay? Back in 1998, I walk into my Century 21 old office, right? And I see these books. There's books, like books and stacks of books all on the front countertop. And some of the agents, some of the older agents in my office, they were grabbing these books and they take off with the books and they'd be gone for like a half hour with the book. Then they put the book back. And I'd be like, what's with the book? And the secretary's like, that's an MLS book. I'm like, yeah, but we have this dial up. It was a dial up intranet MLS. Like it was still old school DOS, whatever, right? And they're like, why wouldn't you use that? And she's like, well, there's a line. You have to wait in line to get to the one computer in the office, and they could just get the books right here. And I remember some of these guys. My point is this: if you took two agents, okay, who have the equal amount of skill set, let's just say that their sales skill sets are exactly the same, and one was using MLS books, and one is using today's MLS to search homes to serve their clients, who do you think's going to win?
Yep.
Okay. And there were still agents in my office. I remember when we were making a move from the book to the internet driven MLS system, there were still agents in my first real estate office like, I'm never going to that new system. I like my books. So my point to you is if you're listening to this right now today, don't be the dinosaur hanging on to the MLS books. This is how big the shift is going to be for real estate. You're either going to know how to use AI and all the different tools to make your job easier, faster, and ultimately to make more money, or you're going to get blown by everyone who's going to learn it. It's just that simple. Am I on somewhere close to the ballpark on this, Phil?
100%. Man, this is the biggest advancement in technology, I think, since the internet, right? And so I use that same exact analogy. When I was in Canada doing a roadshow for AI, I said, raise your hand if you were in real estate 30 years ago, right? And we had a couple hands. I said, what did you use for your MLS? And they said, well, we had a monthly catalog. I said, now, how do you think your business would be if you didn't evolve with technology and you were still using the MLS catalog? And they're like, well, obviously we'd be dead in the water. I said, this is the exact same thing. It's evolve or die, right?
Yeah.
You have to evolve. And the people who utilize this, especially if you can get on quick, you're going to have an advantage because you're going to get a head start in front of the agents that aren't using it. And 99% of real estate agents aren't using it correctly.
Right. And about a month or so ago, maybe it's probably time's been flying, maybe 2-3 months ago, Phil approached me and Andrea has been poking on me about this AI thing. And again, I was the guy who was just like, look, I got a lot on my plate right now. I'm a busy guy. Not really. Yeah, I'm busy. I don't got the time for the AI, And it was Phil who brought it to my attention, like, dude, this is going to give you more of your time back. This is not hard to do. It's actually easy if you know what tools to use for what parts in your business. And I think that's the biggest hangup for most of us is we just don't even know where to start. And the good news is if that's you, if you're an agent that's just like, I don't want it. We have an event. Phil's flying in. Andrea invited Phil in, set up this amazing event in Lakewood, Ohio. We'll give you the details later on how you can go deeper with Phil, the expert, the Sherpa Like you wouldn't climb Mount Everest without a Sherpa, right? And you wouldn't want to go on the Mount Everest of AI without Phil, the AI Sherpa. So we're bringing him in. He's going to be, hiking up all the way to Cleveland, Ohio over here with his big sack of AI knowledge and sharing it with all of us. But tell us a little bit about how you got started with AI and how this has taken off for you, buddy.
Yeah. So for me, man, it's just like I've always enjoyed technology, right? So I'm a COO of a mega team brokerage in North Carolina. So AI is not my only gig. It's not the only thing I'm good at, but I love automations. I love tools. I love finding out new systems and processes that will generate leads. And so when AI was all the buzz and it was coming out, I thought, man, I'm going to dive deep into this thing, but I'm going to do it for real estate specifically, right? Because real estate agents, they're using it to create property descriptions. Great. They're using it to write blogs or create Facebook statuses. Okay. You're using it to create email newsletters, and all of those things are great. It's going to save you a lot of time if you do that. But I thought, man, what if someone like dove really, really deep into AI to say, how can we use it outside the box that 99% of real estate agents aren't doing so that I can get an advantage in my market, right? So I'm looking at things like lead gen. I'm looking at things like creating buyer personas. I'm looking at all of these other ways that we can utilize and leverage this technology, right? So for an example, I do an academy with people where they jump in and we do weekly coaching and training on AI. Literally just yesterday, we have a Tuesday session. A guy raised his hand and he said, hey, I don't have a question. I just wanted to let you know I just secured a $1.5 million listing and I got it because of what you taught us last week on AI. They were so impressed and they said, no one else is doing this. You're the guy that needs to list our home. And what I'm telling people is that's the differentiation, right? How do you provide value? What's your value proposition? How are you going to differentiate yourself from other agents in the marketplace? And this is something so new that nobody's doing, that if you do it the right way, you can be the agent that differentiates yourself from all the other agents in the market. And so for me, I just said, look, I'm going to study this thing. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to learn, to study, to figure out what the best tools are. And AI has exploded so much that there's so many tools out there that it's overwhelming. Kind of like you said, Albie, there's 1,000 tools and you're like, man, I don't want to spend all the time to research and figure out which ones I should use, which ones are good, which ones are bad. But if you get yourself in the right rooms with the right people that have done the research for you, you can condense time to where you don't have to do the research because I've already done it for you, right? So that's why these events that you're throwing and talks like this are so important, because you can figure out what tools are good and what tools are bad, right? Because I've already done the work for you. Yeah. And that's kind of where my passion comes in is, hey, how can I help agents condense time? You don't have to be a techie. You don't have to be someone who knows automations and technology and coding. This is so simple. My grandmother can do it, right? Like I want to make it so simple that I could explain it to a 7-year-old, right? And that's kind of the path I've gone down.
So you hit on a couple of things really quick, like that I had already thought about and wanted to bring up, but you literally said them already. Like one, I was reading one of my books this morning, and it's all about just staying ahead of everything, what everyone else is doing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like what Phil did. Like people are on the Instagram train and the social media and this and that, and then there's those people who don't believe in that, and now they're trying to play catch up to all of these people who have made it huge on these platforms. And it's like, then you hear the intimidation factor come into it about AI and about the not believing in AI. And it's like, we're giving you the opportunity to learn because it's not going anywhere anytime soon. That's what Kaz always says. Like, we're just at the beginning stages of it. And I think it was so thrown in our face that it is intimidating, but the way that you've broken it down and what you've put together, I think is just incredible. And we're bringing that to everybody. You're bringing it to all of your coaching clients, and now you're coaching with some of the biggest agent names in our company. I mean, it has to be telling us something if some of the people that you're coaching are coaching with you.
Andrea, before we get into because we wanted Phil to give away his number one top best thing, holding nothing back. Okay. of just a taste of what they're going to hear. But Andrea, tell everyone that's listening to this broadcast how they can actually come and go deeper with Phil next week if you have details.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. Phil's part of our community. And I've just been able to see him grow exponentially over the last year since I met him. So it's just a little proud, like big sister moment, except we might be the same age. I don't even really know. But so super excited. We started getting all this AI thrown at us, and we all, I think, just like a lot of other people, were like, what do we do with all of it? So when Phil called and said, here's what I put together, I like literally started tearing up when he showed me. So we immediately got in Phil's calendar. Phil's going to be here in the Cleveland area next Thursday, June 15th, from 1 to p.m. in our Icon Co-work in the gymnasium space. So it's going to be a super cool atmosphere. From 1 to 3, we're going to be hearing from Phil. He's going to be giving us hands-on tools, working interactively with everybody, calling on the crowd. So, and then you'll walk away with some of his tools as well. So of course, we have to finish with a happy hour because we just love our networking opportunity and get to know Phil and talk to Phil. So everyone can join at theaiagent.net. Beautiful landing page, tells you a little bit about Phil, about the day, and you could get your tickets on there as well.
I think we're like 90% sold out too. So
yeah,
get your tickets because once they're done, they're done. And you definitely want to meet this handsome devil. Awesome. So Phil, let's get to the gold. I don't like messing around. We heard your story. You're running and operating. I mean, that's the other cool thing about this. Everyone listen to this that does not know Phil. He's an operator, and an operator in our world means he's operating a real estate organization at a very high level. And so this is something that he's learned, that he's actually operating. It's North Carolina, right?
North Carolina, yep.
That he basically, this is what he does, and he's using AI to operate a top team. So this is the guy that you want to learn from. Phil, in terms, you mentioned lead generation.
Mm-hmm.
I do know one thing, and that most agents, especially now with the changing of the markets, and a lot of agents that's only been, if they've only been licensed a few years, don't understand what a turn in a market even feels like, but they're feeling it right now. I mean, I'm getting calls weekly, and I know that people, a lot of agents are hurting right now. They're in pain. They're feeling their paychecks are starting to go down on a monthly basis. How could an agent use AI? Give us your best of your best, one thing. And of course, there's going to be more next Thursday, but what would be the one thing that agents could do and deploy immediately and see a result to help with lead generation with AI?
Yeah. How about I give you two? Can I give you two?
Actually, I'm going to chime in really quick. We got a comment that says, why promote AI? That's selling yourself to an artificial product. Sure, let AI sign your documents too. Tell me 5 reasons why I would employ AI. So right here, we already have some pushback a little bit about it taking our jobs. One of my favorite things you've ever said is AI is not going to put you out of a job or out of work, but the agent using AI will. So there's just a little add-on to what you have to say for Al.
Yeah, and I would just say, look, Al already mentioned it when he talked about the MLS books, but I want to piggyback on that just one quick second and say, can you imagine, let's say it's 1992 and the internet is about to boom, like it's just coming out, it's new technology, everyone's scared because they're thinking it's going to take our jobs and whatnot. Al, can you imagine if you said in 1992, I am going to be the master of the internet and learn how it works, and I'm going to utilize this in my business? Jeff Bezos did it with Amazon. Can you imagine if you poured your time into saying, I'm going to utilize the internet, I'm going to be better than the other people in my market at using the internet, where you would be and how much money you would generate? So we have to look at this not from a negative side of, is it going to take my job? The thing that is going to take your job, again, like Andrea said, is the agent who utilizes it if you don't, right? That's what we have to understand. We have to jump on it now so that we get ahead of the curve. You have an opportunity for an executive level promotion in your business if you use AI right now, and you need to look at it in that positive light rather than oh, doom and gloom, it's going to take my job. If you can turn it and go from negative to positive, man, look at this opportunity that I have, not only to grow your business, but can you imagine the client experience that you're going to give your homeowners when they have all of this stuff done in a timely manner? I mean, some of the tools and tips and tricks that I share during my conferences, people are like, man, my clients are going to be floored because I'm going to be able to do this for them and this for them and this for them. And I didn't have time before. So what this does, what AI does really, is it gives you time back and it gives you money back because you're saving time and money. You're able to do so much more in less time because you essentially have an assistant working with you, right?
Absolutely. So you said you wanted to give us 2. I love that you want to over deliver.
I want to over deliver.
Here you go. Kathy, I love Kathy Garlitz, by the way. I've known her she's an amazing, amazing professional and a great agent. We're going to give you 2. I know you want 5, but Kathy, if you want the other 3, you got to come next week. And I'll buy your ticket, by the way. I got Kathy's ticket. We're going to send her a free ticket. But go ahead, give us your 2 best and help, not just Kathy, but everyone. Like I said, I was Kathy. That's exactly how I thought too, Kathy. I thought the exact same. I was you until I met with Phil for a couple hours and he blew my mind. So give us your best, Phil.
Essentially, so I mentioned it a little bit, but I'll kind of expand on the buyer persona, right? So what if I were to use ChatGPT, and I have all this laid out? Everyone who comes to the event in Cleveland is going to get this to where they can copy it and paste it into ChatGPT and they'll get all of this, right? Everyone's leaving with that. What if you were to create a buyer persona? Or we also have a seller persona that you can copy and paste for those selling their homes. But let's say a buyer persona of a specific person in a specific market, in a specific price point, right? That you set and you determine. ChatGPT creates a demographic of them. They create pain points, challenges. They create essentially any hurdles that person could face in purchasing or selling a home, right? So now you've created this whole buyer persona. You have a list of potential pain points, problems, challenges, hurdles, dreams, and aspirations of this buyer. You then take it even further and you create an ad based on solving the pain points, the challenges, the hurdles, creating that dream that they have. So now your ads are solving the problem of the target audience you're trying to acquire in a specific market, in a specific price point. That is a different way to use ChatGPT that agents aren't utilizing, right? And so that's a really good lead gen tool. Another thing, number 2, I promised I would give you a couple. What if you could turn any video or any podcast or any article into an ebook, right? That's going to be a lead magnet for you in 10 seconds. So let's say you wanted to type in, create me an ebook about the value of home staging, right? Whatever it is. You now have a lead magnet that's completely designed, that looks professional, that's all branded to you, about the value of home staging. So it's about, hey, if you're selling your home, I've created this ebook with 10 tips on the home staging and how it can be of value to you, or any subject that you want to select, essentially. You now offer that as a free download. You didn't have to design it. You didn't have to pay someone to create it. And it's done for you. You capture the name, the email address, the phone number of these people who are essentially probably looking to sell their home if they're looking at that information. And now you have a free lead magnet that you didn't have to design. Like, we're salespeople. If you're in real estate, you're a salesperson. You should be spending time doing high value activities that are revenue generating, like selling. You don't need to be a graphic designer. You don't need to be a coder. You don't need to do those things, right? So utilize AI to do those things, to generate leads so that you can go out and follow up and sell and nurture those clients.
That's awesome. We just got another comment. Creating ebooks, that's gold. And it is gold, because if you understand marketing, and by the way, everybody, this really kind of does all surround. It's not all around marketing, but a lot of it is, because one of the most powerful components to master in marketing is copywriting. And here's the thing. You're either really good at copywriting or you're not. Now, the good news is you can get good at it, but now you don't actually have to. You can actually get help and you can kick out copy. Just one thing, right? Now, the persona you were talking about, that's step number one, is identifying who your target, we call it your ICP, your ideal client profile, is in marketing terms. Now, most agents aren't taught that in real estate school. You're just not. Or in most of the real estate coaching stuff where they're talking about scripts and dials, they're not talking about how to target your ideal customer or client.
But we know how many square feet are in an acre.
Yeah, we know that useless stuff. That is where we're going with this. And I'm going to share one last tidbit. And this is, again, this is so when Andrea told me Phil was coming in, we hopped on a call and he gave me one, and I'm not going to give this away, like what this is, what tool this is. You have to come next week. He gave me one tool. It's free, 100% free. And he's like, dude, copy one of your speaking things on YouTube, one of your long form speaking things in here and see what happens. Copy and paste it into this. I did it. Within 2 minutes, it kicked me out 10 fully edited reels that I could post. Now, to give you some context, you may be like, I'm not into reel. Well, okay, why? Well, I got to edit it, or I got to pay an editor, and I don't have the money to pay an editor. I've been paying editors thousands of dollars. Somewhere, I'll be very specific, between $2,000 to $7,000 a month to be not just shooting my videos, but editing. Editing is the biggest thing. I did this from bed. I didn't even get out of bed, Phil. I'm in bed. I get off the phone, Phil. I copy and paste one of my long form videos from YouTube into this thing in 2 minutes. I had 10 fully edited reels like that. So when we're talking about saving time and money, that saved me time. It saved me thousands of dollars. So someone put in here, video AI. It might be it. That's not the one I used.
Yeah, that one's okay. There's another one that I showed Albie that's new. It's getting out of beta, but it's incredible.
Yeah. So it's pretty good stuff. So Andrea, once again, for people that are coming in late here, I know that the link, Allison posted the link so that everyone can get tickets to next week's event. Give us some deets again, and we'll get Phil, because I know he's jet setting right now between cities, making his tour here.
All right. Yeah, it's a daiagent.net. We are getting together again in Cleveland. We're bringing Phil in from 1 to 3 next Thursday, June 15th in the Icon Co-work space. Shout out to Walk Your Plans. They're letting us use their space within our office. So we're super excited about it. Again, it's 1 to 3, June 15th. If you are not in the Cleveland area and you can't make it here, we do have virtual tickets. So one of our sponsors is providing a virtual stream. So there are tickets for that as well on daiagent.net. So get your tickets. We have so much more to learn from Phil. I feel like we didn't even scratch the surface today. We're just hyping it all up because we want everyone to realize what a powerful technology and tools that we do have at our fingertips, and we want to share with everyone. So daiagent.net.
Do it. And I don't know who posted this because it's coming up Facebook user, but Albie, are you going to pay for my ticket next week? Absolutely. DM me. I got your ticket too. We don't want anyone to miss out if money's tight right now, because it's that good. I will pay your ticket and no strings attached. Also, a little shameless plug on Icon Co-work. If you haven't checked out our campus, it's at the Old St. James Church campus, Catholic school. Eli Torres said that. Eli, what's up, Eli? Come on up from Puerto Rico, my friend. I'm not going to pay your plane ticket, but I will pay your ticket.
I don't know. I'm saving you thousands of dollars with that new tool.
That's right. So come on up and check it out. And anyone who comes to this event, definitely sign up for our free realtor membership to Icon Co-work. If you're an East Side agent, but you do some business on the West Side, but your office, you don't have an office. Doesn't matter what flag you're flying, any company, as long as you're a real estate agent in the state of Ohio, we are offering a free realtor membership to Icon Co-work. So it's a specific membership we made specifically for real estate agents. So if you come to the event, We're going to get you signed up for a free membership to the co-work space. And we can't wait to see you next week, Phil. I'm so pumped to see you, man.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Thank you, Andrea, for putting us together. Andrea with the save once again. Did she not hear us? Nope. Maybe nobody can hear me. I don't know.
I can hear you.
Andrea can't hear us. Thank you, Andrea. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys at the top or from the top.
Oh my God.
Icon next week. Excuse me.
All right. See ya.
See you, buddy.